Take your hands off the wheel, stop trying to control the universe, and let the universe show you what to do.
Gabrielle Bernstein, a role model for spiritual seekers.
Let's start with a card. Here we go. This is from the Super Attractor deck. And let's see what the universe has in store for us today. Let's see what the universe has in store for us today. True manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. This is probably one of the most profound ways to look at life. When we stop expecting things to be the way that we think they should be, when we stop forcing outcomes, and when we start allowing what is of the highest good to be our only agenda, our only intention, that's when the universe truly has our back. That's when we can live what it means to surrender. True surrender comes when we stop praying for what we think we need and we start connecting and grounding in what could possibly be of the highest good for all. And when we stop praying for what we think we need and we start allowing what is of the highest good for all. So true manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. And it begins not just with how will I get what is of the highest good, but how can I be open to what is of the highest good? How can I open up my consciousness to release what I think I need and get grounded in what is possible and what is of the highest good, not just for me and my agenda, but the highest good for all. That's the message. That's a pretty powerful message to begin our show with today. True manifesting is about what is of the highest good for all. Bang, 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 boom. Okay, we're getting a lot of people. So who's the person that's coming in first? Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Malka.
Hi, Malka. How can I help you?
Wow. Oh my gosh. I know everyone always says, oh, I had a feeling I was going to be picked, and then they're picked.
You knew today was your day.
Yeah. So I guess my question is, I'm sort of in I'm in a place right now where I feel like a lot of shifts are happening in my life, and I'm doing a lot of inner work. And I guess I just really struggle with having patience with my journey, and also I'm constantly wishing that I was 8 steps ahead of where I am now. I feel like I do a lot of the reading and I do a lot of the work, but there's a part of like authentically embodying it that I feel like
All right. So you are doing all the spiritual work. You're on your personal growth path. You feel like you should be 10 steps ahead from where you are right now. And that's bringing you down. And you have a sense and you know that you want to embody the belief and not get hung up in the expectation. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Yeah, I just feel like I'm not seeing, I guess I'm just not seeing the kind of results that
Okay. This card, honey, our card for today was made for you. True manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. So you're doing everything right in that you're open to a spiritual practice. You're willing to grow. You're showing up for your practice. You're reading books. You're doing the work. You're here on Dear Gabby. You're showing up. You're showing up. You're showing up. You're doing a lot of doing, though. And you're also doing a lot of expecting. And so a lot of doing and a lot of expecting are two major blocks to your ability to attract what it is that you want into your life. And so it's the doing that actually creates sort of a manic manifesting vibration, which is, how do I get that? What do I do next? Got to do this thing next. Got to do this thing next. And that lacks the belief system that I can be still and I can allow. That's number one. Number two, being in the expectation of what you think things should be is another block to your manifesting power and your super attractor power, which is what I call it, because your expectations are limiting the possibilities. Your expectations are limiting the highest good, as this card says. So when we start to pray for what is of the highest good, rather than intend and pray for what we think we need, that's when the universe can conspire with what it is that is of the highest good for all. So ultimately what's happening is all the doing is energetically blocking. And all the expecting is blocking the manifestation as well. Because when you're in this tunnel vision of expectation, it should be this way. I should be further along. I shouldn't be here. What's happening is you're missing the opportunity to recognize where you are, how great things are in this moment, what is possible in this moment, the creative possibility in this moment, the exciting potential in this moment. You're blocking it. I want you to sit on your ass. I want you to stop doing. I want you to start being, which is what you also said. You're actually Dear Gabbying yourself. You said, I want to embody the feeling. I want to embody the emotion. The being is a presence. It's an energy. It's a state. It's not an action. True manifesting does require us to show up for our desires. You got to pick up the phone and then call the job interview, and you have to ask for the date, and you have to do whatever it is that you want to create. But ultimately, the greatest source of power that we have to attract what we want is how we feel. And I'm glad that resonates with you. In my book, Super Attractor, I teach the spiritually aligned action method, which I've taught on this show before. And the concept is that it's not that manifesting is just sitting on your ass and meditating and then comes to you. Manifesting is about really getting grounded in the alignment with what feels good, what inspires you, and then taking the necessary actions to co-create your desires from an energy that is grounded and inspired and faithful and loving and at ease. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to not stop taking the actions towards this desired business, but to check yourself along the way. When you notice that you're taking an action from a place of frantic energy or neediness, I want you to step away, go have an ice cream, go for a swim, do something that gets you out of that frantic state. And then when you start feeling good, take the action. Whenever we take action from a place of tension, we actually block the possibility of what that action could be. Thank you for being with me here on Dear Gabby. Baby, peace. Thank you for giving me the chance to give you a Gabby kick in the ass. Go, girl. Sit your ass down. All right. So we are good. Let's bring in the next one. Who's next? Hey. Hi, Christian.
How are you?
Hi, my sweetness. How are you doing?
So I'm a little bit stressed because what's been happening. So early February, I found out that we thought that I wasn't going to go to college, and then we found out that it was on, and I had to do all this. So what I'm trying to say is like, I know that it's on, but I keep feeling that like something like that it's gonna fall right under me.
Okay.
Like, how do I calm the mind? Because my mind is saying, okay, you're in the program, but like I have this doubting.
Yeah.
How do I stop the doubting?
Great, Christian. So you are in school, you're registered for school, and you still have a voice in the back of your mind saying, oh, it's going to fall apart. It's not going to work. And so you've got this doubt. Okay. And my love, you've been on this show before. I love you and you're part of our family here. And I just want to acknowledge you and all of the great work that you do to stay optimistic, positive, and upbeat, especially during this difficult year that we've had. So I just want to acknowledge you for that first and foremost. Yeah, it's beautiful. And so, Christian, when you've come on the show in the past, in very short periods of time, you and I have had this opportunity to go from despair, like you could have been in a really stressed out state, to actually really regulating yourself very quickly within like minutes, truly. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Like you've gone from, being stressed and nervous, and then very quickly you and I just start to just calm it down. And even just hearing the tone of my voice has been soothing for you. And you can just relax yourself just right now in this moment with me. And I want to work with you on that for just a second before we start problem solving. Okay. So I want you to just regulate with me and just listen to the tone of my voice. And I want you to place your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your belly. And everybody watching can do the same. And I want you to just breathe in with me. And on the exhale, just let it go. Just take a deep breath in and let it go. And how are you feeling now that we're just kind of slowing it down a little bit? Are you feeling a little bit more relaxed just being with me? Beautiful. Okay. So in this place where you're just a little bit more relaxed, let's just talk about what's up. Okay. Let's give power to what's working. You're enrolled in school, and that's a very abundant thing. That's a big deal, right? It's exciting. Yeah. And there's a part of you that wants to self-sabotage. There's a part of you that doesn't believe. There's a part of you that wants to, play it down or stay safe. And I want you to give yourself a lot of credit right now, because that part of you is just there to protect you from previous disappointments, from old experiences. And so I want you to look at this sort of doubting, that's your language, and just say, oh, okay, that doubting is just a form of self-protection. That's all it is. What I'm actually trying to do is unwind the attachment to the fear. Having a fear here and there, baby, is totally acceptable and understandable and common and expected. And I want you to really look at this experience of doubting as just this part of you that's just been trying to protect you, because you've had an event earlier this past year in 2020 where school was changed, your lifestyle was uprooted, and it was upsetting for you, right? And so there's just a part of you right now that's doubting, and that doubting part isn't real. It's just showing up because it's there to be a false sense of protection. Because it's not about the moment when we have the thought. It's about how much energy we put into the thought, right? So you're here right now, and we're undoing the thought. We're undoing it together. I really want you to really be in the second step of forgiving the thought, sweetheart, okay? Because that thought has had some purpose, right? Sometimes there's times in your life where you may have had to doubt things to protect yourself from disappointment or protect yourself from something that could be. But that's just a practice that's not supporting you in this moment, okay? So I just want you to really bring it down, really look at the worry and the doubt, and just see that worry and doubt as just a silly form of protection that you don't actually need right now, okay? And in the moments when it comes up, I want you to notice it, and I want you to say, thank you for showing up. Thank you, part of me, for showing up, but I'm good. I don't need you anymore. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling faithful. I'm going to lean towards what's working. I thank you. And it's actually a really powerful practice, Christian, of saying, thank you, right? Thank you, but no thanks. Or saying, thank you for sharing. Like, for instance, if somebody came to you, if you're feeling really good, and a friend or a family member came to you with a bunch of doubt and negativity, you, Christian, I know you, you're sassy. You would say, thanks for sharing, but no, I don't believe that, right? I want you to say the same thing to yourself. Thank you for sharing. I know that you're just trying to be protective, but it's not the truth. Yeah, write it down, baby. I see you getting your pen out. Write it down. Write it down. This is the method called thank you for sharing. So you talk back to your thoughts. Thank you for sharing, but that's not my story, people, right? And here's the deal, guys. We all have all these different parts of ourselves that show up when we're activated. And this is, in this case, a part of you that's just the doubter. The doubter's there. Okay, thank you, doubter, for showing up. I don't believe you, though. You're not true. Thank you for sharing, but I choose again. Thank you for sharing, but I'm enrolled. Thank you for sharing, but we have a new path ahead of us. Thank you for sharing. I don't need you, baby. You know, you're okay. I forgive you. You're not going to judge that part of you, but you're just going to say, no, thanks. Thank you for sharing.
I think the fear is coming from, I don't know if I'm because like I'm like living with a disability. I have so much dependence on my parents, and maybe the fear is coming from a place of do you think you're worthy of going to college?
Yeah. Well, listen, you know, Christian, we've talked about this because you've been struggling with depression, right? Is that correct? Yeah. And you've been very reliant on your parents. I'm so happy for you that you have such beautiful parents that have been so supportive and caring of you. And the good news is they're not going anywhere. Okay. And that you can take risks and you can go out into the world and you have a secure environment. You have a secure, safe environment at home that you can always turn back to. That's always there for you. And that's a big blessing, man. It's a freaking gift in life. And I want you to celebrate that. And I want you to stay so grounded in that. Because that security that you have at home with your family allows you to take risks, allows you to step outside your comfort zone, allows you to go off to college and see how it feels with the possibility of what it could be, right? So just really keep coming back to what's safe for you, what's working, what's secure, because it's you know, the second that I start to remind you of how safe you are, your entire nervous system settles. I see it on you right now. I just see you start relaxing, you know? And so I just want you to just remember how secure things are for you. Remember how abundant things are for you. Remember how strong you are and how much you've been through and how much you continue to grow through. And that will really give you a lot of positive energy to move forward and take risks and do things that are new. And I want to honor you and acknowledge you for the bigness of your life and how much you've created and all that you are capable of. And so with the sense of security and safety that you have at home, you have endless possibilities of what it is that you can create, even with as you said, a disability. I'm just going to say a gift of knowing all the different myriad experiences of different feelings that we can experience in this lifetime. Okay. And that gift has allowed you to be this compassionate, open-hearted, beautiful person that I get to see on this show. And so I just want you to take it one day at a time, say thank you for sharing to the fear, and then keep remembering I have a lot of security. So it's safe to do new things. I will always land on my feet. Okay, baby? I'm so proud of you, Christian. You're so beautiful. We're all rooting for you, baby. We're really rooting for you. I love you. I'll see you on Instagram. Goodbye, gorgeous. Goodbye. That's our intention today, to stop projecting onto our future what we think we need and start allowing an intuitive force to move through us and clear the path with direction, certainty, and ease. Let's have it be easy, people. Let's let it be easy. I'm so proud of what came through today. And I just want to drive home the message that this is one of my greatest gifts in the world to be able to do this show. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. It's such a privilege to be able to do this work. And I want to continue to be in the devotion of your personal growth and transformation here on my show, Dear Gabby. I love you guys. Thank you for being with me. If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here.